So today we're gonna be talking about Black Rob, a talented artist who unfortunately never reached his full potential. He had a lot of skills, and his music was very easy to vibe to. But here's the thing, he found more success featuring on other musicians' tracks than he did his own solo work. He did release 3 albums though, and one of them even went platinum. But none of the singles from those albums really matched that level of success. Instead, he sort of rode the coattails of bigger artists like Diddy, and was cool with being known as a one-hit wonder after his most popular single, Whoa. Rob's life was full of ups and downs. He spent time in jail, experienced homelessness, and had a close affiliation with Bad Boy until they parted ways around 2010, which led to a falling out. Today we're gonna dig into the highs and lows of his career and figure out what happened to Black Rob. What up guys, Ali here and welcome to Ali Talks Music. Add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music as well. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now let's get into the video. So, Black Rob, whose real name was Robert Ross, was born around 1968 in New York. He grew up in East Harlem and began rapping when he was just 11 or 12 years old. His influences were Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh, and Slick Rick inspired his storytelling style, which became his signature. According to Rob himself, he got into music for a few reasons. Firstly, because all the other kids were doing it and he wanted to escape the life they were stuck in. Secondly, he was inspired by the music around him and wanted to be a part of it. And thirdly, he wanted to get some girls. Back when he was young, he would throw parties and freestyle like crazy, gaining attention and sharpening his skills at the same time. By the late 80s, Rob ended up serving time with Tragedy, a popular rapper at the time. During his incarceration, they became friends. Rob learned a lot from Tragedy, and when he got released around 89, at the age of 21 years old, he decided to build his own career. He adopted the stage name Bacardi Rob and formed a crew around 1991 called the Schizophrenics, which included Rob, Untold, and another guy who went by the name Godzilla. The crew did not have longevity or success. According to Rob, they only put out one demo and did not release much music. Rob was clearly the star of the show. He clearly stood out and overshadowed his crewmates. Eventually, the crew broke up and Rob began doing his own thing.
I signed some paperwork with him, not knowing I was signing a production deal, like sign my life away with this cat. He took me to Puff. They went to Howard together. Like if I'd have knew Puff at that, if I'd have knew it would have boiled down to all this, I should have knew better. I went up to the office, it was on 18th Street. I went up there, I spit it out for Puff, I had my tape, some cassettes was out, man. So all y'all dudes, man, I understand how far I'm going back. I'm going back to Max Cell, TDK, started rapping, and he was like, yo, that's hot. Puff was like, yo, listen, man, I'll let you go in the lounge for a little while, come see me. So about 10, 20 minutes later, he came back out like, yo, I'm gonna fuck with you. So from there, man, it was like history after that, man. A couple months later, I got a big check. And I was just in Harlem, man, flossing, man.
Following this, Black Rob was on fire. In 1996, he hopped on 112's Come See Me. Then around 97, he did his thing on Toto's What About Us remix.
Hey yo, who that? Coming through my block like that. Oh, nobody but that bad boy cat.
That year, he also featured on Mace's 24 Hours to Live alongside DMX and a song called I Love You Baby from Puff Daddy and the Family's album No Way Out.
I love you baby, no you don't, you drive me crazy. That's right.
He also collaborated with Crew on his album The Dirty 30 on tracks like Nothing But and Recognize. Around 1998, he appeared on Faith Evans' track Love Like This and appeared on Drea's non-charting single Got Ya Back. Plus, he was a part of Biggie's Victory. Then around 1999, he featured on Biggie's posthumous album on the track If I Should Die Before I Wake with Ice Cube and Beanie Siegel.
With my hands gripped, praise the Lord shit, our Father.
Those last 2 tracks really brought it full circle for him, since people often compared his delivery style to Biggie's.
Hey yo, give him a copy of the Charlemagne joint and give him a copy of the Bink joint. Put him in the other room with the Charlemagne, just play it for him loud.
I got anything else, man. We just need that joint,
I do not want you to not have a heat.
No, I know.
I don't even need a second single. I just need the first single to be like that. Then the second single could be
I
hood.
All right.
Let me see you with the 4 J's, the Charlamagne bit.
No,
No, you already gave it to me.
No, I want him to hear it. I just want you to hear it's what I'm talking about so we can talk about it.
All right.
You know, if you don't want it now, don't worry about it.
I just want to chill with you for
All
a
right, cool,
minute,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Nigga.
All right, cool.
Come on, man. You like Black Santa Claus, nigga.
Huh?
You like Black Santa Claus. Niggas don't get to see you, man. Niggas don't get to chill with you, man.
On top of all of that, Black Rob had an eye for talent and brought G-Dep into the crew around 1998. The two collaborated a lot and proved that Rob not only had skills, but also had an eye for talent.
You know what I'm saying? See, back then, you had to really be a spitter. Come out with some creativity. Up north, I only listen to like 2 or 3 niggas. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Kiss. You know what I'm saying? Fifth. You know what I'm saying? And probably Banks. Ooh, look who I was hanging with. You know what I'm saying? Big. You know what I'm saying? Locks. Mace. Everybody on that label was gold or platinum. And Puff was looking for something else. You feel me? But, you know, it wasn't never a situation where, yo, Puff, let me know, VR, you got something for us? You know? So I was like, yo, I mean, you know, I got something for you. So that's when I brought G-Dep in the game. I mean, if y'all read about it, or, you know, I know y'all read books and understand what's going on with that. You know, he got snatched from me, and I had a conversation with Puff like, yo, I can't let you, I can't let both of y'all. I'm like, both? Like, that's my artist. Like, being I didn't have the paperwork, he just snatched them from me. I just feel like, you know, if me and Dep was together, we could have did bigger things than Bad Boy could have ever did for us.
Finally, the buzz around Black Rob was strong enough to drop his debut album, Life Story, which came out around the year 2000. It came out through Arista and Bad Boy and was generally well received. His flow was compared to Biggie, and his storytelling skills and lyrics aligned more with Slick Rick. The album made waves commercially, peaking at number 3 on the Billboard 200. It eventually went platinum and had 2 singles, Whoa and Espacio featuring Lil' Kim. Whoa became Rob's biggest hit, reaching number 43 on the Hot 100.
I had this bad chick uptown, she was had me messed up in the head,
While all of this was happening, Black Rob kept doing features, which expanded his fan base. Around the year 2000, he collaborated with Chanel live on their track Temptation. Then around 2001, he dropped some of his most well-known features to date. He jumped on Benzino's Any Questions and worked on 2 singles from Puff Daddy and the Family's album, The Saga Continues. These tracks were Bad Boy for Life with Diddy. He also joined G-Dep and Diddy on the track called Let's Get It, which managed to hit the charts.
We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere.
That same year, one of his verses on By a Stranger got featured on GTA 3. The man was clearly on a roll. Unfortunately, just when Black Rob was killing it, his career hit a major roadblock. Before his album even dropped, he began having problems with Bad Boy. The release date for his album kept getting pushed back. The thing is, it seemed like Diddy was more focused on his R&B artists after Biggie's passing. Meanwhile, Bad Boy was moving towards R&B, a style that Rob was not familiar with. Between promoting his debut album and dealing with a messy situation at Bad Boy, Rob's features became sporadic and few and far between compared to his appearances in the 90s. Around 2004, he finally made another notable feature on Tony Touch's Non-Stop with Diddy and G-Dep.
New York is our hometown. That is the place we always go down.
During this time, his presence in the public began to dwindle, and from around the year 2000 to 2005, his music in the public began to be scarce. So, while Black Rob was working on album number 2, he began getting into trouble with the law. Let's be real, he never really stopped fighting with the law. Around the year 2000, he spent 51 days locked up for a parole violation, but things took a turn for the worse later that year when an undercover cop caught him up to some shady stuff. It was past midnight on a Sunday when the officer saw Black Rob with 4 other dudes in a silver Ford Taurus. Apparently, the cop claimed he saw Rob handling a gun and passing it to one of his homies, who then stashed it in the trunk of the car. The police arrested both of them, searched the vehicle, and found the gun along with ecstasy pills. So then, a judge set Rob's bail at $5,000 cash, or $10,000 bond. If he had been convicted, he could have been looking at up to 7 years in the slammer. In the end, he got jailed for third-degree criminal possession of a weapon, and while in jail, he seemed to learn from his mistakes. In his own words, a lot of people don't appreciate jail. That's because they go into there and don't learn nothing. Those are the people who love jail. I hate jail. Remember when we said Black Rob learned from his mistakes? Well, clearly, that was false. Black Rob then caught an even longer bid. Around 2004 of November, he got connected to a pretty big hotel robbery. Security cameras caught him leaving a hotel in New York with a woman's purse. Now, it might not sound like the heist of the century, but according to authorities, he snagged over $6,000 in that theft. With the photographic evidence staring him in the face, Rob had no choice but to plead guilty to criminal possession of stolen property. He got sentenced to 2 to 6 years in prison, and here's where it gets worse. While he was out on bail, he failed to show up for his sentencing around 2006. This happened in January. And next month, he got arrested in New Jersey, and this time he got slapped with 7 years in prison for grand larceny. This is where everything went downhill for Black Rob. While all of this was taking place, he dropped his sophomore album to very little fanfare. It was called The Black Rob Report and came out around October of 2005. Commercially, it flopped hard.
I don't threaten dudes, that's a promise. That's honest, you can kiss my ring and pay homage.
Part of the reason why it flopped was because Rob could not promote it because he was still locked up. Additionally, Diddy was steering Bad Boy away from that street image and didn't really push the project. The album peaked at number 40 on the Billboard 200 and only had one single called Ready. Eventually, the album quickly dropped off the charts, and in a very desperate attempt to save his career, Rob hired Jamal Mosley as his manager. And then, boom, he ended up going to jail. During his bid, which lasted until May of 2010, the relationship between Diddy and Black Rob fell apart. Diddy removed him from the Bad Boy website and offered him zero support during his sentence, both emotionally and financially. It was a very harsh blow for Rob, especially because he had been dealing with kidney issues privately. To make matters even worse, Diddy cut off his health insurance around 2006, leaving Rob to struggle with his illnesses on his own.
As far as, all the other people up at Bad Boy, nobody reached out to me one time. I don't even care. Because all it takes is a press of the button, Department of Corrections, you know my name, you know my birthday. I used to work here. When I heard that, this nigga went seeing this nigga Wayne in jail, you ain't come see me, y'all? Like, all the years we spent together, like, that shit didn't mean nothing to you, dog? Like, you actually think I'm not your man? So that right there told me, like, yo, that nigga was never my man. Ever. You got like 50 employees, man. You ain't even have to write the letter. I had got sick with the kidney shit, you know what I'm saying? And up there, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was asking me that I have insurance and all this. Yeah, I had insurance. When I was employed at Bad Boy Records, I had insurance. Oh, well, you need to call them and see what's up with that. So I called them. My lawyer calls them, and they talking about, oh, now we took them off of that. Y'all took me off of that, so I'm supposed to get these meds and shit, man. Oh, what? All right. So now it's like, all right, you took me off the medication shit. You took me off the insurance. Okay. Now you take me off the website. You don't come see me. You don't write me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need no money because, like I said, I will always get money. You know what I'm saying? Like, my records sell, they sold, so I'm always going to have some type of money coming in my account or whatever. It was like they said, well, fuck that nigga. All right? Now I'm home, and I shouldn't say fuck y'all niggas. You feel me? That's funny, right? Puff wasn't the one doing the records with me. You know what I'm saying? He was just the last word. Good record. I like that. I want to get on that. It's a good record. No, he's not in the studio 20 hours, 15 hours with me. Never. There wasn't no love over there, man. There wasn't no love. Like, dudes was just using, like, trying to use me. Like, yo, why my shit ain't selling? Like, why I can't get it on Music by Mail? Why I can't get it here? Like, why I can't buy a cassette of this shit? You feel me? It's because motherfuckers took that shit off the shelf.
Eventually, his health declined, and this eventually led to his untimely death. But despite all the ways that Puff had wronged him and left him hanging during his weakest moments, it was the fact that Diddy never visited him that hurt Rob the most.
As far as, all the other people up at Bad Boy, Nobody reached out to me one time. I don't even care. Because all it takes is a press of the button, Department of Corrections, you know my name, you know my birthday. I used to work here. When I heard that, this nigga went seeing this nigga Wayne in jail, and you ain't come see BR? Like, all the years we spent together, like, that shit didn't mean nothing to you, dog? Like, you actually think I'm not your man? So that right there told me, like, yo, that nigga was never my man. Ever.
So after about 10 years of working together, Puff Daddy and Black Rob went their separate ways once Rob got released around 2010. And let me tell you, Black Rob did not hold back in interviews after his release. He called out Bad Boy and the entire crew, exposing their poor management, narcissism, and entitlement. He called them out for abandoning him and for doing nothing to keep his name alive while he was in prison. It wasn't about the money. This was all personal. Now, despite his career being on life support, Black Rob refused to give up. His longtime friend and affiliate G-Dep got convicted of murder and was battling drug addiction while still serving his bid. And Black Rob essentially found himself back at square one with hardly anyone in his corner. But he kept fighting. Around 2010, he signed an independent record label deal with Duck Down Records and dropped album number 3 called Game Tested, Streets Approved. And let me tell you, it was a massive commercial flop. Only one single was released called Celebration, and it didn't do very well.
Pedal to the metal, y'all. I ain't gotta settle, y'all. I'm on different level, y'all.
As mentioned earlier, Black Rob then teamed up with his manager Jamal Mosley and began his own independent record label called Box in One. But unfortunately, it never really took off. Around 2013, he gave reality TV a shot, starring in the show Comeback Kings, along with other artists who had fallen off. Sadly, despite Rob's creative attempts to make a name for himself in other fields, his health kept deteriorating. Black Rob then tried to return back to music, but it was never the same. Around 2014, he made an appearance on Diamond D's song Take 'Em Off the Map, and around 2015, he dropped a mixtape called Genuine Article.
Finish up the bar, and everybody telling me dumb down, man, screw all that, I raised the bar.
After this, Black Rob fell off musically. Around 2015, Black Rob did an interview with Sway in the Morning. He spoke about his ongoing health issues, which included his never-ending kidney issues, high blood pressure, and the stroke he had suffered. He got very emotional during that interview, and you could tell his physical health was declining. Over the next 5 years, Rob suffered 3 more strokes. He also had to continue dealing with health issues, including undergoing dialysis for his kidneys. He also faced homelessness in his last years of his life. Around 2021, a video surfaced that shook the hip-hop community. DJ Self posted a video of a frail-looking Black Rob. He was confined to his hospital bed, and it looked like he was not doing very well. In the video, Black Rob paid his respects to DMX, who had passed away, and this broke the hearts of a lot of Black Rob fans. This video struck a nerve in hip-hop, and Diddy soon found himself under fire for abandoning Black Rob.
I don't know what the pain is. The pain is crazy, man. It's helping me out, though, man. It's making me realize I got a lot to go, man. A lot to go on, man. Oh, man.
How you feel about X?
I mean, I feel everything about X, man. X was love, man. Positive. X is big love to X, man. It's all, man. Alright.
Tragically, Black Rob's health began to decline, and around April 17th of 2021, the news broke that he had passed away at the age of 52. Now, before Black Rob passed away, he wasn't really alone in his corner. His close friends Mark Curry and Mike Zombie had his back. They began a GoFundMe page to raise $50,000 to help Rob find a home and cover medical expenses. Tell you, they had some support. Fans were coming through with donations, showing their love for Rob. Now, after DMX passed away, Diddy tried to reach out to Black Rob and was actually trying to help. And 3 days after this revelation, Black Rob passed away from cardiac arrest. It had only been days after we lost DMX, and Mark Curry took to Instagram to share the news. Now, according to Mark, Puffy and them made up, and Puff went on IG sending his well wishes to his former label mate. Even though Rob's Twitter account got deactivated, his IG page is still active and still promoting content. And let me tell you, his music is still reaching a lot of people. His Spotify account has over 1.6 million monthly listeners, and people are still vibing to his tracks like Bad Boy for Life, Whoa, and the saga continues. Black Rob left behind 2 children and a legacy that would never be forgotten. That's it for me, to your boy Ali. What happened to Black Rob in your opinion? Let me know down below. Also add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music. Till next time, peace.
Perfect.